Alright, so today we're going to be doing a review on the EGO 765 CFM handheld blower right here. I've had this blower for the past week and a half and it's been amazing, so I thought I'd do a little review on it. So without further ado, let's get started. So first things first here, we'll talk about the build quality of this thing, and this thing's made really well. It is primarily made of plastic, but I'll tell you what, it's a really nice feeling plastic and it feels very high quality. And for the handle, it's completely coated in rubber and it feels really comfortable in the hand and it's easy to hold on to. And just overall, it's a well-made blower. Also, the connections right here where the tube actually connects to the blower itself is a very nice sturdy connection. Very strong. And also the way that the attachment nozzles right here attached to the blower is really cool. So you can just push it on here, and you want the clip part right there to line up with this bump. Just push that in, and then it's locked in place. It's not going anywhere. And then I can't do this with one hand, but to take it off, just push that little clip down right there and then pull it off. It's hard to do with one hand, but yeah. And just overall, it's a well-made blower, but while I'm talking about it, I should talk about these things right here. It does come with two nozzles when you buy the blower itself. You can buy more. They make some like shorter ones and stuff like that, but it comes with two. You have this nozzle right here, which this nozzle is how you're going to get the 200 miles an hour of air, 200 mile an hour airspeed out the front. You have to use this tighter nozzle right here, but yeah. Then you have this wide nozzle right here, which is really nice for blowing dry leaves. So yeah, really nice for that. But yeah, that is the two nozzles that it comes with right there. But now let's talk about how you actually use this thing and all this stuff up here. So right here we have our variable speed trigger. The further that we pull it in, harder it's going to blow. And then right here we have a cruise control dial. So when we turn this, we have clicks. And the further that we turn this right here, the harder it blows. And this is nice because you can set this to like maybe right there, and then you can also pull the trigger in, and it will return to wherever this was set when you were using the trigger. So that's really cool. And then to get the full 765 CFM and 200 miles an hour, you're going to want to press the turbo button up here, but you have to have either this on or you have to have the trigger pulled to use the turbo button. So yeah, and it's also balanced really well. What I mean by that is when you're holding it in your hand, it's already pointing down. Like, it's balanced so that the nozzle is pointing downward, which is a nice little touch. I'll show some b-roll of that on camera so it's easier to, you get what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, now let's talk about battery life and how powerful this thing is. So we'll do battery life first. Battery life is really good on this thing. So using this blower with a mixture of high, which is either this dial turned all the way or the trigger pulled in all the way, and turbo, first of all, I was able to blow all the leaves in this entire section right here. And not only all these leaves, I did it 2 days ago, that's why there's some leaves on the ground right now, but and I blew all the leaves in my backyard right here. As you can see, all the leaves in here, and that took maybe, I would say, 15-20 minutes, I would say, and I still had half a battery left, which, by the way, you can see battery life by pushing in this little button on the back. As you can see, I currently have a full charge, but yeah, battery life on this thing is really good. But if you want the technical numbers, if you were to use the thing on turbo the entire time, you'd get about 19 minutes on this blower. And then if you were to use it on high the entire time, you would get about, I think it was 25 minutes, or closer to a half hour, I think it was. And then if you used it on low, which is the, that's low right there, which honestly, low is still pretty darn powerful. But if you used it on low, you would get that full advertised 90 minutes of runtime. And overall battery life is really good. And if you're wondering about the reliability of these EGO batteries, it's really good. And I can say that because I've had an EGO lawnmower for the past almost 5 years, and I have had zero issues with the battery. We use it all the time during the summer, zero issues with the battery, and overall it's super reliable. Yeah, the batteries last a super long time and they're really reliable. I haven't had a single issue with the two batteries that I have for my EGO lawnmower. So yeah, now for the final thing here, let's talk about how much power this thing's got. And I'll tell you what, the power on this thing is just, it's phenomenal. It's straight up incredible. I'll pop up some b-roll of me blowing some leaves, because I can't really do that while I'm holding the camera. But yeah, on high and turbo, this thing, it's incredible. Honestly, on turbo, I'd almost say it's almost too much power, because after about 5 minutes of using it on turbo, my arm actually gets like genuinely tired from holding this thing in place because it's pushing back so darn hard. So yeah, like, trust me, this thing's gonna be powerful enough for almost any situation you're gonna be using this in. I'd say unless you're blowing like massive piles of leaves, like huge humongous piles of leaves, you'd probably be better off with a more powerful backpack blower. But this thing right here gets the job done for like everything. everything around here. Overall though, in terms of whether or not I would recommend this thing, I would totally recommend it, especially if you already have EGO products, because all their products use the same exact batteries. So yeah, you can use this battery on your lawnmowers, edge trimmers, or whatever you want to use it on. Even if you haven't invested in any other EGO products, this thing is still an absolutely wonderful blower to invest in. Super nice. It's going to get the job done for pretty much everything. So I would highly recommend this thing, and I really appreciate you watching this video, and take it easy.